There's no other way to put it. Kanye West has officially done the unthinkable. And even by his standards, the level of chaos he's created is beyond anything we've ever seen. Not only has he burned bridges in music and fashion, but this time, he's crossed a line that might make his return to hip-hop completely impossible. Because for the first time ever, Kanye isn't just beefing with companies, brands, or the media. He's turned against the very culture that once held him down. His closest collaborators, his most loyal supporters, even his idols. And with the way he's been going off lately, this could be the final chapter in one of the most legendary but self-destructive careers in music history. There was a time when Kanye could say or do anything and still get love. People would just chalk it up to genius behavior. But now, that safety net is gone. His latest actions haven't just sparked controversy, they've shocked fans, peers, and even the industry itself. And this isn't like when he lost brand deals or got kicked out of fashion circles. This is deeper, because while those incidents hurt his public image, they didn't fully strip away the respect he had in hip-hop. He was still seen as one of the greatest. Artists still wanted to work with him, he still had clout. But not anymore. This time it feels like he is doing everything in his power to make sure no one stands beside him again. And it's working. Let's start with Jay-Z and Beyoncé, two people who were essential to Kanye's rise. Jay-Z gave him his first real shot. Beyoncé stood by him even after some of his wildest moments. And now, Kanye's firing shots at them too. He didn't just criticize their music or throw shade. He crossed a personal line. Bringing up their family in a way that was so out of pocket, he eventually deleted the post. And when Kanye deletes something, you know it was bad. This wasn't just a beef, it was a betrayal. Because if there was anyone left in the industry who still had a reason to support Ye, it was them. And he still chose to burn that bridge. But it didn't stop there. One of the wildest moments in Kanye's recent meltdown came when he set his sights on Tyler, the creator. A guy who once looked up to Kanye, someone Kanye himself said inspired Yeezus. And yet now, he's calling Tyler's music forgettable, saying he's never had a good verse, and accusing him of stealing album ideas. Why the sudden shift? Some people think it has nothing to do with music at all. The rumor? That Kanye's daughter North is a massive Tyler fan, and Ye can't handle that. Whether that's true or not, one thing is clear. This wasn't just a diss. It felt personal. And the fact that Kanye would go after someone who's never been in drama, never disrespected him, never done anything but show love, that says more about Ye than it does about Tyler. What's crazy is that just a year ago, Kanye was on the verge of another comeback. Artists like Ty Dolla $ign, Playboi Carti, and Travis Scott were openly working with him. He had production credits on major projects. He was even getting invited on stage at some of the biggest shows in hip-hop. But now, he's turned on every single one of them. Travis, who once called Ye his biggest influence, dissed. Ty, who literally made an album with him, cut off. Carti, who helped shape Ye's sound in the last few years, called out publicly. It's like he wants to isolate himself. Even the people who never gave up on him are now walking away. And who could blame them? Why would anyone risk their reputation to stand by someone who can't stop trashing his own allies? Then there's the Kendrick Lamar situation, and this one feels different, because it reeks of jealousy. In a string of rants, Kanye tried everything to tear Kendrick down. He called him a puppet, said he didn't deserve the Super Bowl slot, accused him of being used by the industry to end Drake's reign. At one point, Ye even tried baiting Kendrick into beef, saying wild stuff in hopes of getting a response. But Kendrick didn't bite. He's been silent. And that silence, it's powerful. Because it shows the difference between where Kendrick is and where Ye is. Kendrick's in his prime. Ye is spiraling. And deep down, it feels like Kanye knows that. Which is probably why he's lashing out so hard. You'd think that after all this, Ye might finally be on the same page as Drake, especially with how much he's hating on Kendrick. But nope, Kanye's still coming for Drake too. In fact, he might be angrier at Drake than ever before. Why? One reason? Kim. After Drake dropped that line on Family Matters that hinted at their past, Ye went off. Started calling him names, accusing him of shady stuff behind the scenes, and spiraling into old grudges. It's like Kanye can't decide who he's more jealous of, Kendrick for being the face of the culture right now, or Drake for still being so close to the people Ye has lost. Either way, he's burning both bridges at once. Now here's the real question. Why is Kanye doing this? Is it calculated? A desperate attempt to go viral, spark controversy, and stay relevant? Or is it deeper than that? A sign that he's truly lost control of the version of himself that once made him great. Because let's be honest, this isn't the same Kanye who gave us College Dropout, Graduation, or even Donda. That guy is gone. And what we're left with now is someone who seems more focused on chaos than creativity. The way he's coming after everyone, from former friends like Cootie and Metro Boomin, to allies like Travis and Ty, to even the artists he helped build, it doesn't feel like strategy anymore. It feels like sabotage. Here's the hard truth. Kanye West might have just ended his own career in hip-hop, not because of cancel culture, not because of politics, but because he's lost the one thing that even his worst controversies never touched: respect from his peers. And in hip-hop, that's everything. Once your name stops ringing out in studios, once other artists stop checking for your verse, your opinion, your presence, once they decide you're not worth defending anymore, you're done. And that's exactly where Ye is now. There was a time when Kanye was the culture. He shaped sounds, broke boundaries, created movements. But now, he's become a warning sign of what happens when ego outweighs legacy. You can push boundaries. You can be controversial. You can even disappear for a while and come back stronger. But once you lose the respect of every single person who helped build your career, there's no more comeback. This isn't just a fall from grace. It's the collapse of a legacy. What makes this whole situation even sadder is how unnecessary it all was. Kanye didn't have to go out like this. He didn't have to torch every relationship, insult every collaborator, and isolate himself from the very world that once celebrated him. He had every tool for redemption: a loyal fan base, a creative mind that could still make magic, access to the best artists, producers, and stages in the world. People wanted to see him win again. There were artists lining up to support him, despite everything. Travis bringing him on stage, Ty Dolla $ign doing a joint project with him, Playboi Carti giving him a creative resurgence. The door was open, but Kanye slammed it shut on himself. And what's wild is that for years, people would say, this is just Ye being Ye. But at this point, even that excuse doesn't hold up anymore. Because this isn't eccentricity. It's sabotage. It's a man actively tearing down the house he spent 20 years building. Brick by brick, name by name, relationship by relationship. Hip-hop isn't waiting around anymore. It's evolving, with or without Kanye. Artists like Kendrick, Drake, Tyler, Carti, Travis, they're not caught up in this chaos. They're building legacies. They're selling out arenas. They're winning awards, dropping projects, and growing their brands. Meanwhile, Ye's name is in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Not because of innovation, not because of music, but because of meltdowns, feuds, and desperate attempts to stay in the conversation. The harsh truth? Hip-hop isn't trying to erase Kanye. He's erasing himself. So now we're left with a version of Kanye that nobody recognizes, and a legacy that feels like it's slipping through his fingers. From College Dropout to Crashing Out, it's one of the most tragic falls in music history. And no matter how iconic the past was, the present is what defines the future. Let me know in the comments, is there any way back for Ye? Or has he officially burned the last bridge he had left? If you stuck around till the end, drop a comment so I know you're really locked in. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Because trust me, this story isn't over. And now, if you want to see what's going on with Drake and how his label might be setting him up for a downfall of his own, check out the next video. It's even crazier.